Well, here goes nothing. Um, oh, please ignore it's a blanket. My friend Mandy made it for me when I graduated. So, yeah. Anyways, this blog is going to talk about kind of like, well, first of all, it's about how to dress when you're a guy, when you're bigger, such as myself, um, because there's not a lot of like fashion icons for bigger guys. Like all of the fashion male icons, they're all these big buff dudes who like never eat and spend all their time in the gym, which that ain't for me. So I realized that there was kind of like a need for that, and so this is going to be kind of like my blog about how to dress when you're bigger, such as myself, and kind of also about like my personal journey through. Oh, sorry, there was like a wasp. Was that a wasp's nest? Anyways, uh, my journey through self love, which took a while, but not a lot of people know that I kind of had to go through that. I kind of give off this really overly competent kind of aura, and so I'm going to talk about that and how to like go through that to kind of learn to love yourself as a guy, because there's the big push right now for uh, body size acceptance for women, which is super important. I am very glad that this is happening, but um, I want to make sure that like the men's perspective is also covered. Um, and there's kind of a vacancy in this whole body acceptance movement for men. We have like the pictures of the model next to the normal looking guy, but that's it. Like there's nothing that really hits and gets into the meat of the issue, and so that's gonna be what this is gonna be. I'm just gonna talk about how I learned how to dress myself and how to be comfortable in my clothing and how to be comfortable in my body, because um, it kind of took a while, and I had to figure it out for myself. There was no one to tell me this is what you have to do. This is how you dress if you want to be comfortable, because I like to be comfortable, but I also like to dress nice. I think that that's kind of who I am as a person. I like to dress up sometimes. And so I'm going to just kind of do this. This is probably going to be about once a week. Hopefully, so, yeah. I guess I'll just start by like talking about how I learned to love myself. So, kind of, I guess the first time that I realized I was bigger than most people was mm, maybe third grade, which is really early, and that's terrible. That's really bad that, like, as a third grader, I was 10 and I realized that. And it never really bothered me. Um, then, I mean, I was 10, who cared? Um, and then I started to go to all of these doctor's appointments, and every single time I went to the doctor, it was like, you're overweight, and then and I was like, oh yeah, it's whatever. And then I got to middle school, which middle school is like the worst, but it gets better. So yeah, I was in middle school, and I was bullied really. I mean, it was vicious bullying when I was in middle school. Um, it was difficult. By the way, I'm not crying. I sweat a lot, so I'm just like wiping my sweat. So yeah, but yeah, I was bullied a lot in middle school, um, and it that was when I kind of realized that I wasn't quite as comfortable in my body than I thought I was. And I would always like brush it off, and be like, oh, it's whatever, I mean, I am who I am. But inside, I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And then I would still go to all these doctor's appointments, and they'd be like, you're fat, right? And see, at this point, I developed my super sarcastic sense of humor, and so inside, I was like, yes, I do know. Like, I look down when I'm in the shower, like, I do know. Like, I don't need you to tell me. I see that. I know that. But outside, I was like, yes, I do know, and I'm going to work on it. I'm gonna get down to business. But, and I did, like, I wanted to, but it's just, like, it's really difficult to kind of make that change. And I fully applaud people who do, because, it's all that health stuff. But I was still pretty self-conscious about it. And then I got to high school, and I kind of stopped. I was beginning to stop caring, but I still cared about it. And then to kind of, like, cope with that, I would make jokes about it all the time. I was part of the, if you make them laugh with you, they can't laugh at you. So that's what I did. I would make jokes about it, and it worked. People didn't really make fun of me, but I wasn't very comfortable with myself still. Because the beginning of high school was difficult for me. The transition from middle school to high school it's a hard one. So, I didn't have a lot of really close friends at that point. A lot of my friends from middle school had, I'm sorry, I'm still looking at this wasp's nest. It's a wasp's nest. I should probably call maintenance. Yeah. Anyways, so, yeah, I didn't have a lot of friends, and that was difficult. And so I was still trying to learn how to love myself. And then it was the worst my sophomore year. Freshman year. I think it was one of the two, freshman or sophomore years. But it wasn't good. But I got through it. I made a lot of friends. And then I guess my junior year was whenever I finally realized that I am perfectly fine with my curves. They are who I am. I'm a big person. Like, this is bone. Like, I'm not pressing on fat right now, okay? It's bone. And so, like, I'm a big person. And that is okay. I love myself because I am who I am. And if anyone has an issue with that, that is their issue and not my own. I'm still kind of, like, I'm conscious of my size, but I no longer am ashamed of it. It's me. Like, I do what makes me happy. And there's a quote from Adele, who is such an amazing singer, and she said something to the effect of, I'm not going to, or she was like, I love to eat and I hate to exercise, and I'm the same way. I love food, but I'm really, like, I'm good about eating. Like, I'm not one who, like, snacks all the time. Well, I used to, but not anymore. Because it's expensive, and I'm in college, and yeah. But I don't snack all the time. But I enjoy food. Italian food and Mexican. I live in Texas, so Mexican food is like, it's my lifeblood. Queso. Good. Yummy. So, and I hate to sweat, which is what I'm doing right now, but I hate to sweat, so that's why I stay this size, and really, honestly, I'm fine with it. I think I look pretty beautiful. Don't you think I look beautiful? This should be what do you call it? The thumbnail. beautiful. I'm beautiful, aren't I? And I'm like waiting for my roommate to come in and like be like, what are you doing? And I'm gonna be like, oh, doing this vlog. But yeah. Anyways, so I learned how to love myself. And that's when I kind of started to realize that I didn't just have to wear a t-shirt and like athletic shorts. So I didn't just have to live my life in sweats. I can live my life in the clothes that make me comfortable. And so that's when I started to like figure out what made me comfortable, what looked good on me, and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's kind of my journey. I'll probably go more in depth into the different aspects of it at different points, but for now, that's just a brief overview of why I'm so fashionable and why I'm plus sized. But I guess I should leave you guys with something. You can be a twig, you can be a tree, and there will be someone out there who likes to climb you.